Hi everybody. So this is part 2 of our Adobe XD interactive prototyping tutorial. So we are actually going to build from these screens together and also add some interactivity. So this is where we left off last time. So I'm actually just going to continue. We're going to select home and I am just going to create an actual new page, and this time I'm actually just going to double click on the home. Am I going to call it home menu? Okay, so if you're going to log in, you're going to go to a page which is actually going to be your home menu. I'm going to delete some stuff that I don't need. So I don't need the login, I don't need the register. And in fact, these little icons and the illustration, I'm going to move slightly up. My dark blue background, I'm also going to just lift slightly up. Let's just see, probably about 360 thereabouts, I think. And then I'm going to click on my radius, corner radius icon, and I'm going to change my bottom right radius to 50. That's just going to give me that nice rounded angle there. I might even can tuck this up a little bit. There you go. Now we're going to draw 4 rectangles, and they are going to be our actual menu. Or they're going to be selectable components. No border. I'm going to start with the darkest blue of my midtone blue, and I'm also going to change that right bottom corner to 50. And I'm just going to drag it slightly up, and we are going to give it a shadow. Shadow for the Y is going to be 5, the blur is going to be 10, and then I am just going to send that to back. I just want it to, sorry, to just sit nicely there, not sitting on that curve. I'm going to, I'll drag again. I'm just going to make it slightly smaller so that I just see a nice curve. This time I'm going to fill it with a slightly lighter blue color. Also going to send it to the back. Do that again. We're going to all drag it again. Send it to the back and fill it with an even lighter blue. Just make sure that you don't see a white line. I'll drag that again, and this time also a even lighter blue, and I'm sending it to the back. Just want to double check the height. I probably think it's a little bit too, so I'm just going to make it 100. It's a little bit too high, or so I'm just going to make it 100 for all of them. I need some space here at the bottom. So at the bottom we need a bottom menu. Now I will give this to you. This is an old file. I'll give it to you, but you'll understand. You will see what we're going to do now. So I will give you the raw files. Just going to place that. That is kind of like my bottom menu bar. Okay, so now we're going to add some. Now we're going to add some types. Still want to just pull this one down a little bit. You don't want to see a wide line, you just want to tuck it a little bit in. All right, we're going to put some type in there. So the first is going to be categories. I'm using Roboto, probably going to make it, let's make it 26. We're going to make it caps and maybe condense bold. Yep. Nice and center. Going to alt drag that. The next one is going to be portfolios. Gonna alt drag that. Then it's going to be testimonials. Yeah, we might need to make our type a little bit smaller. And then it's going to be book. Okay, so testimonials is the one that's throwing us out here. So I'm just going to select all of them and maybe make it 22, 24, but I'm gonna, yeah, I'll just move it across. I'm gonna steal here, but move this across. Okay. So basically what's going to happen is when you're going to click on login as a button, it's going to go here. All right, it's going to go to the home menu page. The only thing that we're missing is our hamburger menu. So let's just do that. Let's just do a line tool. I'm going to make a width of 35. Let's do a 5. No, a 3 probably. White. And make your caps round. Okay, and then we're just going to alt drag it and alt drag it. This we're going to group, and we're just going to call this hamburger. All right. Looks a bit big, but let's just view it at 100%. It's a bit big, but it's fine. All right, the type and these blue rectangles we're going to group each. I'm going to call the first one, obviously, is categories. Very important, again, to group things because otherwise the categories. Otherwise, your interactivity don't always work that well. Okay, so second is portfolios. You might have to send them to back again once you've grouped them. Next one is testimonials. Send to back. Last one is book. And send to back. Okay. So again, what do I want to do? If I click on login, it's going to go to this home menu page. All right, so we can start with some interactivity. However, if I would like my this menu area to look like it slides in, then again, as with the previous tutorial, it also actually has to sit on my main home page. Otherwise, it's just going to appear as if it appears from nowhere. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to select all of it. We're going to alt drag it across. Okay, might have to move this page just a little bit. I'll drag it across, but now what we want to do is we want to stagger them. So click once inside and stagger, once inside, and stagger categories across, then portfolios, then testimonials, and then book. So you want to just stagger it so that it looks like it's going to fly in. Once you've done that, you can obviously take the opacity off. So yes, whatever is on home menu must then also be on home if you want to animate it. All right. So what we're going to do next is in prototype, we are going to click on login. All right. And we're going to drag our little blue arrow to our home page. And then we're going to check whether our interaction is right. Yes, we want a tap Yes, we want an auto-animate. It goes to home menu. Ease in and out is always good. And I've just made the duration 0.8 seconds. All right. I'm also just for now, I want I want a little back button. So I'm going to just copy this back chevron, just so that for now that we can actually go back. So this one is just going to go, not that you will need to, but just so that we have something. All right, okay, save, let's play, let's see what we're going to get. Click on home, let's just play it, see what we're going to get. So if I click on login, boom, don't you think it's nice? It just slides in. If we go back, looks like it slides out. Log in, slides in. I mean, it's just so much smoother than just go boom, it appears. All right, happy with that. Fantastic. All right, we're going to go back into design. All right, next we are going to, I'll drag or drag our home menu. And what I'm going to do next is I am going to create a collapsed hamburger. All right. Okay, so I'm going to just select my middle little hamburger inside, and I am going to turn it 45 degrees. I'm going to select my top one. I'm going to do that at minus 45 degrees. And then we just have to kind of like move it. Okay, and then the last one, I don't need a border at all. Okay, all right. Then what I want to do is I want to create a menu on top of it that's going to be my collapsed, which is actually the same size. I'm just going to draw a new one. No border. It's going to be the blue, but I'm going to take the opacity down a little bit, so I can see what is going on underneath. All right. Also going to just change that corner. All right. I'm going to send that to the back and send all these to the back as well. So what I'm having is my new menu. All right, and now we're just going to add some other menu items there. Again, I'm going to start with profile. This is just going to be condensed. Caps 24 is fine. So I'm just going to do profile. Then I'm going to drag a line underneath it, something like that. I'm going to make it 2. It's going to be white. Maybe 1 is fine. 1. Right, so it's profile. I'm going to drag profile. Then after profile, I'm just going to do settings. I love the snap in XD. After settings, I'm going to do testimonials again. And calendar. Maybe this one we can just take up a bit more. Yeah. Calendar, and maybe another one for portfolios. Just so that we have something there. Okay. All right. Now all of this I am going to group as well. And I'm just going to call this large collapse. Now again, if we want really smooth animation, this collapse menu must also be on the home menu. Otherwise, we are not going to see some really smooth animation. So again, I am going to drag it across. All right, not completely, just remember, not completely, drag it across. Now, the beautiful thing that I'm going to do next is I'm also going to stagger the actual menu in here. So I'm going to click in and I'm going to move profile. I'm going to move settings. I'm going to move testimonials. So again, we're going to stagger them and you'll see that they're going to look like they are flying in, which is going to be so cool. All right. All of this again, 0 opacity. All right. So let's just do that again. We dragged that main collapse menu across, and then we staggered those areas, those menu items. All right. And then I'm just going to take down the opacity and just say save. All right, if we look at some interactivity now, the collapse or this hamburger in prototype must go back here. Okay. This hamburger must go there. Okay, got it. So hamburger on home menu must go to home menu 1, or we can call it collapse, and then the actual collapse hamburger must go back. Got it. Okay, so let's just play that. Let's see what we're going to get. Boom. Don't you just think that's cool? So just ever so slightly, there is a little bit of movement, so it doesn't just come up and appear. Just so much smoother. Okay, fantastic. Next. All right, let's just save. Let's go back to design. All right, so let's just save this one. It goes to home menu collapse. Okay, these things are not very nice, but anyway, they're a little bit too far. But anyway, okay. So what I'm going to do next is I am going to now expand categories and expand portfolios. All right, so you'll understand what I'm going to do in a minute. So I'm going to I'm just going to I'll drag that page because I want a new one. And this time I'm going to call it categories. Right. I don't need this part now. So the Alt menu, I don't need that. All right. So what I am going to do now is I am going to just select my FAF, Find a Freelancer, and my illustration, and this blue, and I'm going to move it up. But in fact, the illustration can go. All right. Just going to move that up a bit more. All right. Then I'm going to click inside of categories and I am going to stretch that up and move the word categories up. Now we're going to add some categories to find a designer. So again, remember, if these are actual navigation, they have to be separate. So we'll first start just with graphic designer. Again, it is normal Roboto. This time I'm going to make it 18 points. Yeah, 18 is fine. I'm going to make it caps. I'm just going to play with my tracking. So just make it 100 for now. So this is graphic designers. I'll drag. Let's just make it digital designers. Let's give it a little bit more space. It's a bit tight. Tight for fingers, tight for big thumbs. Then we're going to make it, I hate it when it does that. Then I'm going to make it UX designers. And let's do copyright Durs. And the last one, illustrators. Okay. So what we're saying now is if I click on categories, it's going to go there. All right. So everywhere where there's categories, just going to save it. It needs to go to this page. All right. So we're going to start on home menu. We're going to go to prototype, start on home menu. It doesn't matter. I mean, I would say it's probably better to just use the word categories and not this very large blue block. So I'm just going to zoom out a little bit. So that is going to, categories is going to go to page categories. Again, click, make sure it's tab, auto-animate categories is in and out. Yes, fantastic. The hamburger menu must now go back, page categories. The hamburger menu must now go back to home. Right, again, just double check if everything is still in order. On this home collapse, you also want your categories to go to the category page, and then double check if everything is still in order. And now we can save. All right, happiness. So let's just play that. Oh, it's going to go to the front. Skip, log in, wonderful, categories, and look at that. Look at that little bit of simple sliding. Simple sliding. Boom, it goes back. All right, profile, categories. Isn't that just smooth? Super, superb, superb smooth. All right, okay, so let's do one more. Let's do portfolios. So same story, I'm going to go back into design. I am going to just drag my categories page, and I am just going to call this portfolios. So on portfolios, obviously, my categories are going to go back to normal. So I'm just going to actually go and delete all of this for the sub. And go inside and then drag it down. Send it back. Portfolios goes up. Just the type. I'm just going to drag one of these across. All right, so under portfolios, we're going to have something like, gosh, I never can come up with things, but anyway, highest rated. Next one is budget conscious. In my area. Okay. We could think of a fourth one. I think I had a fourth one before, but I can't think of one now. Conscious, budget conscious. Anyway, okay. So exactly the same story. If we go back to prototype, everywhere that we see portfolios, it must go there. So in the first portfolio, again, just double click into the portfolio type. It's going to go to portfolio page. Check, tap. Auto-Animate portfolios is in and out, wonderful. On the categories page, same story. Must go to portfolios page. Let's just double check our back menu. Yes, it must go to the actual home page. It doesn't snap, just pull it. Okay. All right, so let's see what that looks like. Love that little slider. Get started, log in, boom. Portfolios. Oh, no, we haven't done that one. Isn't that sweet? Fantastic. Okay, let's do all of them. So this categories must go to the categories page. All right. Check portfolios. Back goes back. Okay, we don't have that. This categories goes there. That portfolio goes there. This portfolio goes there. That categories goes there. Yep. 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 All right, looks good. Let's check the menus. Close menu goes there. That one goes there. Fantastic. All right, let's rock and roll. Categories go back, portfolios goes up, back menu go there, portfolios goes there, categories goes, my goodness. Isn't this just fantastic? Very, very, very easy to do. I'm going to reiterate just one thing. Remember, if something in a way needs to look like it's animating, then in fact it needs to normally live on two screens. Okay, so the screen that obviously that it lives on, but also the previous one, and then you just turn your opacity down. All right, I hope you enjoyed that. Very easy animation and interactivity in Adobe XD, and I will share the files with you. But yeah, I hope you had fun. Adobe XD for me is really, really amazing. You can get some really cool prototyping very, very quickly. All right, that's it. Oh, hope you enjoyed it. Speak to you soon. Thank you. Bye.